Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for joining us on this brisk Sunday morning. Grateful to have you here with us. Grateful all of you online. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Kitty Benson. I'm the minister here at Unity in Naperville. Here is a fabulous music team, Highest Good, that's going to serve us today. And great thanks to our tech team who are always troubleshooting for us. Great job today, tech team. Yes, thank you. And our volunteer staff out front, thank you for your help. What are we singing today? This drop. This drop. Just when you start to feel like you're all alone in the world, I'm going to invite you to really let these words sink in to help us remember who we really are, one with the one. Yes? All right, if you'd like to stand while you're singing, please join us. Otherwise, stay seated and sing away.
Good morning.
So many other things in deep faith, in deep faith.
You call us to walk on water, and you call us up even higher. You strengthen our hearts when we are weary. You steady our souls, we're brave in the fight. Let our faith become a mountain that will rise and never fall. Lifted high above the valley, we declare your kingdom come. We rejoice in what you promised, unmarked and so. Let our faith become a mountain we stand on.
Lifted high above the valley, we declare your kingdom come. We rejoice in what you promised. Come on now, so let our faith become a mountain we stand on. Yeah. Let our faith become a mountain we stand on.
Let's just take a moment to close your eyes and find that source, that very core at the heart of our being that is the power we seek. That we bring all of our attention back inward to the heart, where the spirit, the peace, the strength, and the wisdom lie, where the very essence of love flows, harmonizes. And in this presence and this power, we allow all things to work together for our highest good. For that is our nature, that is the nature of God, and God and we are one. And so it is. Amen. And will you help me speak our invocation? The words are up here on the screen. Together? There's only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Thank you. You may be seated.
And that one presence, that is absolutely everything.
NBC Peacock there at the end. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's not NBC, it's Unity.
Oh! And there you have it. Wonderful. Can we see? Everybody can see. I can see, and I can see you, and I can see you, and I can see you, and I don't know what to make of this. Do you know how to flatten this a little bit? Thank you. Great, thank you. Thank you, thank you. How many of you have been here once or twice in the last month or so? So you probably have seen a theme happen here where we're looking at, in this new year, an opportunity to create or change something, stop something old, start something new. And the only little tiny problem with that is we really don't like change, most of us. We avoid change if we can. Because it's different, we're not really clear on where it will take us or how we will do it. And if it's possible, we'd rather just kind of stay stuck. And the other thing is that when we do make a change, especially when we're trying to create something new, there is that period of time where we have to sit back and wait. I am not a good waiter. Anybody else here not a good waiter? I want it all and I want it now. I think that's what should go on my tombstone, is she wanted it all and she needed it now. Yeah, God bless me. And that's part of the reason why we fail at setting resolutions, is because we just can't hang in there long enough. So I'm just thinking about the days when, Jesus would perform miracles and they'd be instantaneous. Wouldn't it be nice if our manifestations were instantaneous at the snap of a finger? Yeah, instead of putting us in that precarious waiting period where we can run away, we can give up, we can throw our hands up. That's our problem. So Jesus understood that. He knew that we would probably run into these situations. And he told a parable. He was always telling fun stories, usually involving the natural things of life. So up here on the screen from Matthew 13, here's one of his parables, what happens while we wait. He says, a farmer went out to sow a seed, and as he was scattering the seed, some seed fell along the path, and the birds came and ate those up. And then some fell on the rocky places where it did not have much soil. So it sprang up quickly because the soil was shallow, but when the sun came up, the plants were scorched and they withered because they had no root. Other seeds fell among thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Still other seed fell on good soil, where it produced a crop 100, 60, or 30 times what was sown. And of course, when we look at Scripture in unity, we look at it metaphysically as well. We look to see what the hidden meanings are for us in our own consciousness. So let's take a look at this from a metaphysical perspective. And we take a look at some of the elements of the story. And one of the key elements in this story is the seeds, right? What do you think the seeds represent? Thoughts, ideas especially ideas that are of God, are of your divine nature. That's what we're trying to create from. We don't want to create out of fear. We don't want to create out of habit. We want new, fresh ideas that are seeking to express themselves in new ways in us. So when those ideas come upon us, they get planted in, what's the word, our meaning for the word ground or soil? Consciousness. And if you pay attention to the story, you see there's all kinds of levels of consciousness here. So, for instance, one of the levels was the path. The seeds fell on the path, which is kind of outside the soil area, right? It's over where it's probably paved, and it just kind of sits off to the side from the soil, and you're not really noticing it. It's not really taking up any of your thoughts. And those birds that come along are usually those feelings of selfish priority. That's where I'm going to give all my attention. So those ideas don't really grow up in our consciousness. He talked about the rocky, shallow ground. Think of that as a level of consciousness where we don't really have a clear idea of how our good comes to us. We just hope, or we fear, and it may or may not come to us, we don't really have a solid understanding of the spiritual principles at work. So we may wish for this thing, this idea, oh, wouldn't that be nice? But it's also, remember what we talked about a few weeks ago, where wouldn't that be nice, but I don't expect that to happen, right? So that's kind of the rocky, shallow ground where we lose hope, we lose interest. Then he talked about the thorny ground. Remember, the thorny ground is, in our consciousness, I tend to see that as we get an idea, we really hear it, we get excited about it, we start to take steps towards it, we make an attempt, and then one thing after another pops up as an obstacle, and we just either don't have the energy or don't have the know-how or don't have the belief to push past those obstacles and stick to it. It just takes too long. We run out. Maybe we run out of funds. We run out of some kind of resources. We don't know where to get more. We hold that error belief. Actually, this is in the midst of the planting of these ideas, we also plant error thoughts that say, you know what, I don't really think this is for me. Not going to work. But then Jesus talked about the good soil. And that's where we really grow ideas into manifestation. So we hear an idea, and this is going in the ears of those who have ears to hear, and eyes, those who have eyes to see. And that means that we're able to remember what is going on around us in spirit, that we're living in a spiritual dimension as well as a physical dimension, and we don't just have to depend on these outside resources for us. So at that point, we can start holding that idea, trusting that I have divine guidance within me to show me the way. I am in the midst of a harmonizing power of love that is working all the time for my good. The very air that I breathe is the same as the spiritual substance and energy that I need to manifest from, so I always have enough. This is the kind of good soil, the rich consciousness, the receptive consciousness, where we know we are working with one power here, and that power loves us and wants our good for us, and is working for our good. That is a consciousness that will produce 30, 60, 100-fold, whatever it is that we're planting. The question is, can you stick with it? Can you, the fact that you're sitting here this morning, you're watching online, means that you are open and receptive to these divine principles. So bravo, just keep at it. Now, not all of us are able to do that. Some of us get caught up in that, taking that well-worn path that everyone else is taking, or we get caught up in the thorny obstacles. We get maybe broken ankle, turning our ankle on the rocky ground. And at this point, Jesus has something to say about this from Matthew 7. He said, "Enter through the narrow gate. For the gate is wide, and the road is easy that leads to destruction, and there are many who take it. For the gate is narrow, and the road is hard that leads to life, and there are few who find it." So think about this for a minute. While we're waiting for our desire to manifest, the real intention is for us to tend this garden that's inside this narrow gate. It's in our heart. It's not a place that we normally look. But it's a chance for us to get in there and just nourish, maybe fertilize that soil and deepen that receptive consciousness so that we are ready. And again, many of us would rather take the wide gate. We'd rather get out there on the public road. We'd rather reach out to those worldly circumstances or resources to help us create what we want. And what we usually wind up with is just more of our past experiences. We wind up with bad habits that just keep replaying over and over. It's choosing the devil we know rather than what we don't know and try something new. Or we just get in line and follow the path behind everyone else, still not achieving what it is that our heart desires. So there's actually a few of my own props that I brought today. Let me see if I can move around all these obstacles. It's a thorny path over here. I brought a few props today to help us see how this might work for us. So for instance, here's a photo that symbolizes something for us. When we are having trouble waiting for our good to come, we might tend to reach out to people. In this case, we've got the Norman Rockwell type family. And this family, we have decided, are the ones who will make us feel loved and make us feel good about ourselves and make us feel worthy. So from experience, let me just invite you to consider there's not enough compliments in the world to make you truly know what love is for yourself. Do you know that? Not enough favors that other people can do for you that makes you think, I am worthy, I am loved. So maybe this is not necessarily going to solve our problems while we're waiting, and so maybe we turn to our job. Now, I don't know how many people carry these anymore. When I was working in... Why wouldn't people still carry these? Do they still carry them? They just look like canvas, and they sling it over their shoulder, like backpacks, yeah, things like that. Well, I worked for many years in San Francisco. I took the train. There was a lot of people hauling these things around that represented our job. It meant that we were employed. We had some kind of career path that we were on. It represented the fact that we had a job title, and we looked at these job titles as symbols for our abilities, our purpose. We have a purpose in life. Ever done that with your career? Or if it's not, maybe you're retired and you no longer need this, then maybe this is about what you do with your time during the week, what makes you feel fulfilled. You know, you might feel like, see if I can remember exactly what he said. I have an older brother who's retired, and I think he's kind of struggling a little bit about knowing what to do with himself to make him feel useful and that he still has abilities. And my two brothers were going back and forth in a text amongst us all, and we were talking about who had the better hair. And my older brother was just complimenting but kind of wishing that he had the hair of my next oldest brother. And he said, really does depend on how you take care of it and where you go to get it cut. And that particular brother said, you know, you got to have goals. So his goals had become taking care of his hair in his senior citizen age. So who knows what it is that we might turn to say, I'm able, I'm capable, I'm fulfilled, I have a purpose today. And we probably know that this doesn't necessarily fulfill us. I mean, how many of us have taken jobs in our life that aren't the least bit fulfilling, but at least we're making an income, maybe not making a life, but we're making a living? Does that sound familiar? All right, so then we might go over here to our cell phone. How many of you have one of these? Anybody? Nobody? Okay, well, just me. All right, well, the cell phone here is something that we turn to connect, right? So while we're waiting for that thing to come into our life that really is our heart's desire, we might settle to just connect with other people. We grab our phone and we make some calls, but it turns out that not every call answers. Or we might go all day without anybody texting us. And what does that say about us? That we're not connected, that we're separate. This is where we might tend to feel a sense of loneliness. And this is a symbol for me having lots of people in my life, or that I really need to stay in touch with these people because I'm important to them. Well, sometimes we can find that that is not what this necessarily gives us, right? That deep sense of connection is not going to come from a cell phone. This is Kitty's checkbook because she likes color. And this is just a representation for us of how we turn to money, turn to funds, some type of material wealth that actually says, I will find happiness when. When the number gets really high here, then I will find happiness. Or we get enough of a number in here that we're actually able to go out and get that thing that we've finally been waiting for that will make us happy, and it doesn't, so we need just one more thing. And that doesn't make us happy, so we need one more thing, and that doesn't make us happy. So far we're walking through thorny ground, we're walking through a path that's headed in the wrong direction. So what about this? How many of you have one of these? Yes, whether it's Apple or I don't know who else makes these, but Kindle, okay. Well, this is, I'm holding this up for you as a representation of where we turn in order to find out what's going on in the world one of the reasons we do that is to protect ourselves. Have you ever wondered what's happening in the news today? Some of us are, quote, interested, but some of us are a little bit afraid. And we want to make sure that we are connected to what's happening in the world, that we feel that we are ready to engage with people around us because we've read the news. Now, there was a time in some of our lives where this looked like a newspaper. Remember that? Are there still newspapers? Okay, good. Sorry to insult anyone. But so we turn to the newspaper to make sure that we're going to be okay today. Or that if something happened that we didn't like, now we need to take steps to make sure that never happens to us again. So it's the kind of thing that just gives us information and then says, I belong. I'm like everyone else. I'm doing the right thing. Everyone else is doing what I'm doing. Or I'm afraid, or I should judge these people for doing what they're doing. No, I try and avoid the news, except for a little bit every day, just so I don't come in here and I'm totally out of touch with you. But this is an opportunity for us to look at that and say, is this really giving us what we really need? Because most of us, what we want from that, we think it's going to be, I'm the same as everyone else, or we're all getting along today. And just because you read about it and then make judgments and fear and take action in a way that protects you or judges someone else is not necessarily, no, it's not what you're looking for. Not that which you're trying to grow from a divine idea. And then this final bottle, when none of these other things work for us, is drugs, or think of this as a bottle of alcohol, where we go here to numb ourselves from all the other stuff that's going on in the world. So it's the kind of thing where we just say, okay, well, if I can't have what I want, if I don't know how to do this, if nobody loves me, then this will help me forget about my troubles. Yes? Of course, this is not long-term, nor is it healthy, nor does it really give us what it is that we're seeking. So how is that really helping us? How many times have we invested in any one of these parts of our life, normal, like everybody else, doing what everyone else is doing, thinking this is the way that I'm going to get to what is meaningful in my life? And since it does take some time and we have to wait sometimes for those things to sprout up in our life, we turn here for some sense of fulfillment. And that's not really working for us, right? So I'm at this place now where I want us to just go back to that soil that we're trying to nurture and fertilize and help create a consciousness in us that stays in touch with spirit. And one of the ways that we do that is to come back into understanding why we want the stuff that we think these things can give us in the first place. Why do we care so much? And this is where I'm going to ask you if you have a conscious awareness of your values. Have you ever sat down and made a list of your values? Of what's important to you and why it's important to you? So let's go back through these items here and see if we can't get closer to what our values are. We're going to have some up here on the screen. And if we take a look at this first one, the one that this photo represents about relationships, I just grabbed a few examples of values that may or may not speak to you about why you want a relationship. What is truly of value to you in a relationship? Now, most of the time, we reach out for a relationship from the ego's point of view, just so we can say we have someone. You know what I'm saying? And we've taught ourselves to believe that we must have someone to be normal, to fit in. And of course, we would really appreciate it if that someone wasn't dysfunctional. We'd really appreciate it if that person was someone that we could get along with. What is your deepest value for having a relationship? I would say, I'm just going to throw out a couple for you. That it's about love, I think, which is being accepted for who you are without having to make any changes. It's about being in communion with someone you respect, that you can have companionship with, where you do feel that deeper heart-to-heart connection. So it might help us to know when we don't just settle for anything unless it is truly meeting those deeply held values for a relationship. Now, we talked about our job as a a source of purpose. This is where some of us will take any job title in order to say that yes, we have an important job. But is that really why we're taking a job, is so we can tell others that we have a job? Or is it possible that our job is meant to be just one way to experience our true purpose in life? A lot of times we discover that our skills, that our gifts are specific to a certain type of career path, and that's great. But there are other ways also to be able to live your purpose. You know, it might be in volunteering, might be in teaching in some way, might be in serving in some way, and you can still have that deeply held sense of purpose without it having to be the first job that you can find, no matter how it pays or what you have to do. Again, make a living, but not really experiencing a life. When what we want to truly feel is that in our activities during the day, we have a sense of fulfillment. We really say, this is why I came to planet Earth. You know, this is what I brought to planet Earth. These are the not only the gifts that I have, that I bring to planet Earth, but it's also bringing a sense of joy to me when I experience this. So give yourself a moment to really dig down into why the job, and is it really serving the value that you hold? Might be hidden in there, might have to go back into that inner garden, do some tending and find out what your value is about knowing your purpose and living your purpose. We talked over here about our cell phone as being a way to connect with other people, and it's also an opportunity to drain ourselves. So we might say, oh yes, I have a cell phone and I had 40 calls today. But the people that you talk to just drain the energy right out of you, or they did all the talking. Does that sound familiar? Is the cell phone really something that serves those values that say, I want connection, heart to heart? I want to be able to have a conversation with someone that feels like a collaboration instead of just wasting time. Just wasting time. So ask yourself that. And when you start worrying about where your money is and how much money you have and whether it's going to be enough to do whatever it is that you want, most of us think that material goods are, we know the old saying, what is it? Money can't buy happiness. Yes. But what if we need money because we think it will impress others or will give us more power? Is that really why we value money? I think we talked about this a few weeks ago, and one of the common words that people came up with in order to or the reason that we might reach for material goods is to have that sense of freedom, so that when you have a divine idea, you have the support that allows you to be free to pursue those kind of things, rather than just think, when I am able to buy that thing, then I'll be happy. So my value around money is freedom. See if that doesn't change your energy around money, and the way that you reach for funds is to make sure that it's always matching the value associated with it. When we talk about this iPad and talk about connecting to the world and knowing what's going on in the Ukraine and in Gaza and what's happening in Minnesota, what is the value? Is it just so you can say, I know, and I know whether I need to protect myself or not? Or is the value in this about feeling a sense of oneness with our planet? Feeling a sense of connection at a deep level where we recognize you matter to me because we are one. And I am here to be a good steward, not only of the people, but the planet itself. That's a good reason to want to know what's happening around the world, to know how I can express my state of oneness with others, to feel that. And if reading the news does not make you feel like you are one with others, then go find another way to do that and turn off the news, preferably one that doesn't scare you or make you feel deprived in some way. This, of course, I don't think can ever serve a value except temporary health. Be nice if it were long-term health. Depends on what it is, right? Depends on what you use it for. But when we start using any kind of substance, and it could just be food in general, where we're trying to hide from things, that is not a value. What is it that when we hide from things or we avoid having to do things and we kind of numb ourselves from the world, what is it that we truly value at that point? Have you got any ideas there? When that behavior of addiction or substance abuse takes over, what is it that we really want that we think this will give us, even if it's only temporary? Comfort, peace, relief. Yeah. So if we come back to peace, and we know that when this wears off, I lose my peace again, even if it wasn't even truly peace to begin with, then where do we find peace? And how do we find peace? That's when you want to go back into your inner garden, tend the garden, and find out what is mine to give, what is mine to be, what is mine to do. And besides knowing what you value, and first of all, I think when you really get clear on why you're doing what you're doing, what's your true value, and start to just be that value itself in you, it will make your life much more easy to wait, and you will be much more attractive to what you're really waiting for. So know that, first of all, if we can become that value. Now, secondly, this is about knowing, sorry, I'm dabbing eye today. It's got too much water in there. But what about when we talk about our power of faith? Once you know your value, you want to apply your power of faith to make sure that those values are expressing themselves in us. We refer to Charles Fillmore as one of our co-founders of Unity. This is what he said about faith. He said, it's the power to do the seemingly impossible. It's a force that draws to us our heart's desire right out of the invisible substance. It's a deep inner knowing that that which is sought is already ours for the taking. Remember when Jesus said it's God's good pleasure to give you the kingdom, already giving of itself all the time? This is just a reminder that it's already ours for the taking. That's what we want to put our faith in. Vera Dawson Tate described this. She's talking about our power of will and faith combined, I think. God's will is that each species of creation shall fulfill itself according to its own divine image or pattern. You, as a, quote, human being, have a pattern that is meant to express itself from the highest and best. And that's what God wants for us, period. It's not a lot of details where He wants you to work here and you to marry this person. It's more about just fulfilling your divine image. Well, guess what? Your divine image is infinite, unlimited, eternal. So the door is wide open there, if you can understand what's available to you. And while we wait for those material things to materialize, is that right? Is that a word? Suddenly that didn't sound right. It might require changing our perception a little bit about who we are and what's available to us. So another thing I want you to remind yourself of is who I am in spirit. Up here on the screen, we're going to go back through these items here and think about, in spirit, what is already ours for the taking. So when we think about making relationships serve our needs, instead of depending on relationships, who I am in spirit is, I'm love already. I'm loving already. I'm loved already. When we talk about depending on our roles or our occupation to make us feel like we have a purpose in life, even if it's just making money, instead, we want to own as a spiritual being that I am fully able, I am fully willing to fulfill my purpose. And I am, in a sense, already fulfilled as spirit. When we're thinking about using social media or making a phone call to feel connected to other people, this is where we just remember I am one with God already. And that makes me one with all of you and all of life. Already available for the living. When we think I will amass money or material goods to help me feel like I'm accomplishing what I'm here to do, that's when we realize I'm already one with the flow of infinite substance. It's not a waiting game, it's a knowing game. And sometimes that takes waiting, but also effort. When we turn on the news or tap into the internet to find out what's going on, I want you to remember the scripture from Timothy. God did not give me a spirit of fear, but of power and love and self-discipline. And when we're tempted to take some numbing substance to help us not notice that it's taking a while for us to get what we want, we remind ourselves that challenges have no power over us because we're one with the peace that passes all understanding. And it's that peace that will take us through these challenges. So think about your faith as that power that knows Spirit is in the midst of all that I am doing here. And from what Mahatma Gandhi said up here on the screen, faith is nothing but a living, wide awake consciousness of God within. That's our work, to be wide awake and conscious of the presence of God and the mind of God within us. So there's no need to wait for that. We don't have to wait for that. Once we are able to recognize that, then all these other things take care of themselves, as we know Jesus said. So we have this power of faith that already sees the presence of God available to us. Let's also pair that up with our power of will. You know, a lot of times when we think of will, it's like a stubborn will. Somebody I was talking to this week talked about, I'm a Taurus, I'm a bull, and I don't change easy. And I thought, well, that's using your will. Yes, but you actually have a divine power of will that is meant to be used this way. It says to be obedient to the best that you know. What a great way to use your power of will. You all know what the best is because you're all connected to divine mind. So you don't have to fear that you're choosing the wrong thing. Just get into your heart, just get into an energy of love and ask your spirit, what is the best that I know in this situation? And then choose for that. That's about making a decision. That's what your power of will is. It's making a decision. You're the CEO of your life. Nobody can choose for you but you. You're choosing all the time. Choose the best that you know. And then pair that one up with your power of strength. Your power of strength is that ability within you to keep choosing your power of will for good. So when you do it once, you think, okay, I'm done, but then you realize, oh, obstacle. No, I'm going to go back with my power of strength and choose the best that I know. So if will moves you towards the best that you know, strength holds you to it. It keeps you tied to it. It keeps you doing it again and again. Now, strength is another one of those words where human beings interpret it quite differently than your spiritual power. If you get on your iPad this week or you watch the television news for the last couple of weeks, you might see a demonstration of strength, in your opinion, and believe that it's about pepper spray or using guns or taking a life, and that's a power of strength. You may think of strength as a mighty, they have a really strong mind. Have you ever defined someone that way, where they have a really strong mind, except the problem with their strong mind and their intellect is that there's no emotion attached to their thoughts, their choices. You know, it's when very intellectual, and no offense to any lawyers out there, but, you know, those who, lawmakers who create laws may be doing that without any sense of compassion to it. Is that strength? Because they can think really well and they've got all the answers, even though their answers say take no prisoners? Yeah. So what if our power of strength is that which holds us to a spiritual foundation, that we keep choosing to come back to? How does God see this? How does the Spirit in me want to work with this? What is the highest point of view? And know that that is where true power lies, is when you keep turning towards God. Little David, the shepherd boy, facing the 10-foot giant Goliath. Here's what he said to him. You come at me with sword and spear. I come at you in the name of the Lord. Think of the name of, same as nature of. I come at you from a spiritual direction. That's when things change for good. So this power of strength, in truth, we can do all things through the power of strength, through the Christ presence within us that strengthens us. And then it's about making choices and using your strength to make changes in our life. Now, I'm guessing for the last year or so, you've been wondering, what kind of changes can I make that will make a difference, that are meaningful, that are of value, that I know how to do, that I would have somebody on my side to help me do it? And most of us know, if you've been part of Unity for any length of time, we work from consciousness first and are very slow to write up a statement that says this is what we stand for. So you can imagine how I was a little bit excited when I discovered that the Great Lakes region of Unity churches are getting together on Wednesday to explore social action strategies. And it may be within the Unity movement, it may be beyond the Unity movement. And guess what? You're invited. So if you're available this Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central, there will be a Zoom gathering, a combination of Q&A and sharing ideas and listening to one another, and who knows what will come of it. But up here on the screen, this is the way that you connect with it. Just go to our website, look at our event calendar for Wednesday, and there will be a meeting ID number and a password for you to use when you go to zoom.com. And fill those things in. So check that out if you're interested. And recognize that what we want to do in this meeting and in all of life is come at this first and foremost from a spiritual consciousness. That means that we're using our power of will to be willing, not willful. You know the difference? Yeah. Not to use our power of strength to wipe people or ideas off the face of the planet, but to use our power of strength to keep turning to God and say, what next, what next, what next, what next? And have your faith ultimately in the many, many qualities, powers, sources of good that God offers us, giving us the kingdom here and now. Now, all these lovely things here laid out on the table today will go away. They're all material, they're temporary, they'll turn to dust at some point, and they ultimately cannot fulfill our hearts the way that Spirit can. So I'm not saying never interact with other people as a way to feel good about your life. I'm not saying never get a job that doesn't satisfy you. I'm not saying never do something to make more money. I'm just saying keep checking in with your heart while you wait for that good to manifest. Keep checking back into your heart and say, why am I waiting for this good to manifest? What's really meaningful? What's really important for me? And see if we can't just tap into what Spirit has for us while we wait. And that will actually help us start to radiate an energy that leads us right to it. These kinds of things tend to resist what you're reaching for if you're working from the wrong energy. So let's take some time in Spirit in the quiet. I'm just going to stay right here. Surprise. And let's just close our eyes and allow ourselves to tap into that quiet garden where we nurture a consciousness of good. To go from the physical body into the spirit, begin by just relaxing your body. Scan it from head to toe, and if you find any stress, tightness, purposely breathe into that area until it relaxes. Ground yourself. Stabilize yourself by just feeling your feet flat on the floor. Imagine a beautiful ball of light above your head. A light that represents the very presence of God. And see that light pouring down from the top of your head, down through the bottom of your feet. Feel its life energy as it moves through you. And as it passes down through the bottom of your feet, feel it grounding you down into the center of the earth like roots. Knowing I am stable and grounded in the very essence and presence of God. As that light continues to stream down through your being, allow it to represent a sense of calm and peace. Every nerve and cell of this body is open and receptive to a state of well-being. And as this light streams down through the top of your head, notice it stopping in your heart, opening a doorway. And as you enter into this door, you find yourself in a beautiful garden. And while you're resting in this garden, ask yourself, what is it that matters to me right now more than anything that may not be yet expressing in my life? What is it that I feel like I've been waiting for? And allow this garden to open itself to you as sprouts begin to come up from the ground. Healthy, strong, filled with meaning and fulfillment. This beautiful garden, the source of divine good in me. Provides all the essence needed to grow these heart desires into fulfillment. I feel a sense of patience and willingness to rest and know. My divine good is always available to me. As I remember this garden, this narrow gate that leads me to life, that's always giving of itself to me, where I find seeds of new ideas, creative desires, infinite possibilities, and divine potential. This is my sacred space, where all things are possible. And I know that even if waiting is involved, the very essence of divine life and substance continue to work and grow and produce that which my heart desires. This is the truth of my being. This is the truth of this universe. And with my power of will, I continue to choose this truth as the best that I know and say yes and thank you. And so it is. Amen. All things are possible, my beloveds, even if it takes a little while. Just see if you can be brave enough to take that narrow gate to get where it is that you want to go. Right here. Not very far at all. This moment in time that we share in our service together, a time where we share our tithes and our love offerings, is another way to plant a seed. Every gift that we give into our community is a way to grow, to develop, to unfold as a community in oneness, connected to the Spirit that created you for a reason. I have no doubt that Unity in Naperville was created for a reason. And I love the heart energy that you bring here. And I'm so grateful for those of you who contribute in such a way that makes it possible to keep creating this heart energy and keep sharing it with one another. So as you're ready to make a gift today, I'm just going to invite our ushers to come forward. I love this song that we're about to sing as a way to just remind ourselves how good my life can be in every moment. So ushers, will you come and let's sing the song together? Come. So this is our chance to open our hearts and pay attention to the value of your gifts. Remember why we give? What is our deepest heart value about giving? Let's use these words up here on the screen. Together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am grateful. Thank you, Linda. And let me see if I can make a way for Deb to come up here and speak. Speak with us. You're welcome. Does that look right for you?
That's great.
Okay, move this out of the way.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Is it on?
It's green.
Okay.
It's green. There we go. I'm Deb, and I'll be sharing the announcements today. If you're joining us for the first time, we are so glad you are here, and we'd like to keep in touch with you. If you could fill out the yellow registration form that we have out in the front room and leave it at the info table, we can let you know about everything that's going on at Unity. Virtual newcomers, you can sign up for the weekly e-news at unityinnaperville.org. Today we have our backroom discussion for our online viewers. It meets today at 12:15. Check the event calendar for the link to the Zoom room. Sisters in Spirit's February service project is collecting school supplies for Longwood Elementary School. A handout with requested supplies is in the cafe, or you can see the e-news on our homepage on the website. And this will be till next week. So bring in some supplies and mugs. We'd love your support on this one. Thank you. Monday Morning Metaphysics is reading The Eye of the Storm, Embracing Conflict, Creating Peace by Gary Simmons. So they will meet tomorrow and every Monday at 10:30 a.m. on Zoom. And if you love game night, we have one this Friday, Family Feud Game Night. Please bring a snack to share and $2 in cash to fund the prize pot. This one is near and dear to my heart. The success, or maybe I could even say the continued existence of our spiritual community depends on our congregation's willingness to serve our Unity home. We're currently in need of greeters, which I did my first time today, and if you like to talk, this is a great one. You just welcome everybody coming in, so that one works really good. Or if you'd like to be more in the background, we're looking for Sunday service assistants. And, you know, everyone gets trained on these, so it's an opportunity to, you know, do something different and be a part of Unity in a different way. And then the clean team. And I've got to thank my husband, Tony, for the few times I haven't been able to join him. He's cleaned without me. That is just so wonderful. Thank you, Tony. And think about the clean team. Think about the amount of money we're saving on our church, in our church, because we clean. And the more cleaners we have, there's more of a gap between when you get to clean. So any of these can be anywhere from once a week or 6 to 8 weeks. And I think of it as a meditation when I am here, when I clean. So it's a wonderful opportunity. So if you want to sign up, we have some sign-ups in the cafe, or you can email admin@unityinnaperville.org. For details on special instructions on all of our events, please read the event calendar at unityinnaperville.org or see the e-news on Tuesdays. Our prayer chaplain today is Carol.
Thank you, Carol.
She is available to pray with you in the prayer room after the service, or you can email your name and phone to prayer@unityinnaperville.org, and a chaplain will call you today by 1 p.m. We have some extra announcements from the Men's Unity group. Jeff would like to, if you'd like to come up, and then Reverend Kitty after that.
Thank you, Deb.
Hello? Can you hear me? Good morning, everybody. So, we are 1 week away from the Unity Big Game Fundraiser. As of today, as of just this morning, we have raised approximately $7,300. And we have a goal, kind of a target of $8,500. We won't stop there, but that's kind of a target. So we're getting close. There's still time to support Unity with your involvement in the fundraiser. We still have only four squares left for the Super Bowl game.
That's good.
We're going to be selling raffle tickets today along with those 4 remaining squares. I'm confident we're going to sell out today. After the service, out in the gathering space. Then during the fundraiser, we're also going to have the blackjack game going on where you can donate $15 per hand. And if you win the blackjack hand against the dealer, myself, or one of the other mugs, you'll get 2 tickets for the raffle. So it's kind of a neat way to get a couple of extra tickets in the raffle, but also have some fun while we're in here in the gathering space for the fundraiser. During that fundraiser, we're going to also have pizza, chips, and soft drinks, which were donated. After today's service, as I said, myself and some of my mug brethren will be out there selling raffle tickets and helping to explain any questions that you might have about the fundraiser. But it's a reminder that it's a minimum donation of $35 per square for the Super Bowl squares. So you can donate anything you want, minimum $35. The raffle tickets are $10 per ticket, or you can get 5 tickets for $45. And again, during the blackjack game, you can get 2 extra tickets each time you play a hand. If you win, you get 2 tickets. So something to think about. You don't need to be present to win any of these fundraiser events, which is kind of nice. And while this is a fundraiser to support your faith community at Unity in Naperville, you have a chance to have some fun, have some pizza and some soft drinks, and win some money, $150 up to $500, depending on which event you win. So come on out, support us, everybody have a good time. I hope to see you in the gathering space after the service today, and also next Sunday during the event. And this is a win-win for everybody. So thanks.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay, so I don't want to say I hate to make this announcement because God is always good. But our beloved admin at unityinnaperville.org, Melody, is retiring. I know. So, first of all, I'm going to ask for your prayers, not only to bless her in her next adventures with she and her husband, but also bless us with the right and perfect person to fill her space. And right now, I've just quickly put together some basic job duties out on a handout in the cafe. It's on a yellow sheet. So if you feel like you might have an interest in this position, or you know someone who might, I'm going to guess this is going to turn into something about 20 hours a week. And I just trust that through any one of you, Spirit will do the work and bring us the right and perfect person. If you have friends or family who are in this area of administrative assistant, maybe have a little bit of bookkeeping experience, nothing of this I believe can't be taught. So just consider this and grab a handout if that will help you understand better what it is you're looking for, or to pass it off to others. I still have yet to really get a formal job description going, but if you just want to reach out to me and say, I'm interested. If that's all you want to do, say, I'm interested, then I can know to reach it back to you with more information as we get it. So my email address is revkitty@unityinnaperville.org. So I'll invite you to support this, if in no other way, in prayer. All right? Just know with me that the highest and best person for this position is on their way now, right? And so it is. Thank you. Okay, now, who has a birthday in the month of February? Would you raise your hand, and would you raise your body and let us sing to you? Kyra, oh my gosh, Candy, Althea's back there, and pictures on the screen together. Happy birthday to...
Is that it is now? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you.
The best year ever. Thank you. I'm going to save my request for next week because we have a lot going on today. All right, stand as you're able and let's have one last song.
Together, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. Now I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing,
choose peace. Yeah, I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing peace today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing peace today. Back to heaven. Yeah, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today.
Here's an idea for this week. Let's just hold this up here, and as you can see, our sweet little squirrel here, let's assume that he's praying, that he has found that inner garden, that he has taken that narrow gate, and he is putting all of his faith in that one presence and power. Let's say these words together. God's good is always present when I choose to see it. Hey, please take a minute to say hi to some folks around you. Introduce yourself. Come out and have goodies with us. Get your raffle tickets. Love you so much. See you next week for the big win. Thank you.
I am not a drop in the ocean. I am all the ocean in a drop. I am not a drop in the ocean. I am all the ocean in a drop. And God and I are one. This drop is the ocean. I am not a drop in the ocean. I am all the ocean in a drop. I am not a drop in the ocean. I am all the ocean in a drop. And God and I are one. This drop is the ocean. Oh, 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 ocean. Oh, 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 this drop is the ocean. I am not a drop in the ocean. I am all the ocean in a drop. I am not a drop in the ocean. I am all the ocean in a drop. And God and I are one. This drop is the ocean. Oh, 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 ocean. Oh, 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 this drop is the ocean. Oh, 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 ocean. Oh, 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 this drop is the ocean. So, thank you guys.